people with disabilities being called vulnerable. I think it sends a negative message that we are not capable, and that we have nothing to offer the world, and that we are a separate population, and that we are not unified as a whole population. I also think not just people who are disabled are vulnerable. Everybody in the world is vulnerable. It doesn't matter who you are. If a person driving a car hits a nail and has a flat tire and pulls over to the side of the road, they have as much risk of being taken advantage of as a person with a disability. So I think it is a mistake to call us vulnerable people and a vulnerable population. I also think it is that when you don't embrace a person with a disability's choices and opportunities, we are already labeled as people with IDD instead of just regular people. It's already hard for us to get jobs, to find housing, to live independent lives. We don't need the label of having a disability too. We need to be embraced, and we need to be accepted. We need to change our services to include money for older person. There are two forms of it. One form is for the elderly. One form is a self-directed waiver known as Independence Plus. Also, we need to embrace the person's with disabilities ideas and solutions. We need to do a project called Reach Out, Stand Out, which teaches agencies that people with disabilities aren't vulnerable, but that they have solutions and ideas and everything to offer the world. But you need to stand up and support that. This department that is coming in needs to embrace people with disabilities, ideas and solutions to fix the system. Also, independent shared living plus, the policy of getting the extra support. The shared living provider has to be in the home for the person to get the support. What if a person's support level is that they need psychiatry or psychology or physical therapy or occupational therapy or a small addition added to a house? What if that is what a person needs? It should be specific to a person's PCP plan. There are many problems with this Shared Living Plus. To avoid the confusion between respite and in-home support, the shared living provider has to be in the home. That would never work for me. Can't get Shared Living Plus the way the policy is written now. And just adding some extra staff in somebody's home isn't going to stop a person from being violent unless you find out why they are violent, find out what their history is, find out who they are and who they want to be, and do this and change this policy. It, you know, it shouldn't be about people with disabilities. It should be how can we include them into the conversation. We are not the most vulnerable laners. I'm sick of hearing that. Any one of us are vulnerable at any point. It's not who we are, but who we want to be. Thank you for your time.